Yo guys, what's up? Welcome to Bantering Weebs. We're pretty much four guys in the Bay Area that like weeb culture, uh, anime, gaming, movie, pop culture, and uh, let's introduce ourselves. I'm David, also known as Zip. We have our boy over here, Joe.
Hey, I'm Joe. Status temporarily blind.
Ooh, and we got Alan.
Yo, I'm Alan. After that comment, I guess my status is dark because, whew. Thanks, Joe.
No problem.
And we got Christian.
Yo, fun fact, Godzilla vs. Kong has references to the Truman Show.
All right, let's put you guys up to pretty much we're guys that grew up with each other, very long friendships, and felt like taking your time talking about our likes, our our feelings towards anime, gaming, movie references, weeb and geek based stuff. And on this one, we're going to be talking about our first segment that's we are pushing out, which is
Show me what
And
you got.
this week for mine is two things I'll be talking about this week. First one is talking about Back for Blood, which is a game that's coming out that was Left 4 Dead 3 technically itself. Pretty much it's a survival based game with four people. If you play Left 4 Dead itself, it's pretty much the creators from that are doing it. Beta is being open that they said it's gonna be sometime in the summer. So you want to check out backforblood.com to be able to opt in for the beta if you feel like playing some survival based zombie killing survival based game. And the second thing I want to talk about itself is what I'm dressed up as Cowboy Bebop. Like Spiegel here, and about the new adaptation from Netflix for the live action. I have hopes, but not, because so far Netflix has been really rocky with their references. If you watched Full Metal Alchemist, I don't know if you guys watched the live action on Netflix adaptation.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mhm.
But, but
Ooh,
you know what?
Yeah.
They've done some good ones. I mean,
They've done some good ones, but I'm
Like-
saying like some of their live actions itself that they've adapted so far, it's been hit and miss.
Yeah,
So-
no,
So
nah.
I have
Bleach,
I have hopes,
alright.
but I have hopes for it, but we just have to wait and see.
I vouched
um,
for Erase as live action. That was actually decent.
Which one?
Erased. Is it Erased? Yes.
Race?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
It's a good one.
It's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yep. It hits you right in the feels. Right in the
Yeah.
feels. Yep.
And this is what I got for
Show
Joe,
me
what do you
what
got?
you got.
What I got? Well, about 2 weekends ago, or well, I guess last weekend. Is that right? The weekend before. One of my blood vessels on my right eye burst, and it started getting cloudy, and I already have surgery on my left eye, so I am visually impaired at the moment. It'll clear up. This kind of happened the same weekend as the Super Bowl, so it took about 2 weeks for it to clear up to at least be driving. So hopefully I can get it back to work uh, at the end of this weekend. But in this time, seeing that I couldn't really go to work and couldn't really work, I tried to play some video games. I know this is horrible, but I had to jump on a sale, and it was for Party Hard 2. It's an older game, pixel style, where you go around pretty much murdering party goers. But you
Dude,
you
you've
have
been
objectives.
all up in that game lately. You have
Yeah, I've
been-
been hearing
you
you
have been
every
just
single
like-
time. I've heard you like,
Dude, I'm
talking
about to
about Party
I'm
Hard.
about to name you Zato Ichi, my friend, because you are the you're the blind assassin.
Ah.
But yeah, I've been playing that, and it's fun. You go around and trying to be super stealthy and murder and whatnot. The patterns change a little bit.
What are you
so
trying to tell us, Joe? What are you trying to tell us?
Yeah.
Is this
I'm
a
trying
cry
to
for
collect.
help?
I'm trying to collect enough souls to create a soul stone. Um,
Yeah, get in line, buddy.
Get in line.
aren't we all?
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so that's one game. Second game I picked up and started playing, and uh, I was playing Monster Hunter Rise,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
and I've been playing that. And
Awesome game.
yes, you guys are gonna be like, well, isn't he blind? How is he playing these games? Well, I had to shove my face into the monitor and be like, what is he saying? I can't read. The dog jumped over the moon.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know what?
cool.
I just want everyone to know that I don't condone Joe playing way too many video games while he's fucking blind and trying to
I keep on
recover.
telling them as well.
I
Like you
I
should not be
respect
paying
him
these.
as I
But
respect him for who he is and I love him, but I don't condone it.
Okay, well, I am a stubborn mule. All right.
yeah,
Uh,
you are.
But back to video games. I love you, man.
um.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Much love to you.
those two, and then number three that I want to quickly touch on. It's an anime on Netflix. It came out, and there's trailers, and I remember maybe a year or 2 years ago there was a small little short clip. It's called "The Way of the House Husband." It's about a former yakuza gangster who was supposed to be
Oh,
the
I
badass.
think I saw that. I was
His name is
hearing stuff about that.
yeah,
Okay.
his name is the Immortal Dragon, or that's what everybody references him to, and he treats life and being a house husband, uh, in ways of being a gangster. How to conduct himself in that situations. It's pretty hilarious, pretty short. Um, an episode holds like multiple short episodes within it, so it's not a continuous episode throughout. So it's small
Oh,
snippets of his
okay.
life.
Wait, are you talking about like a gangster babysitter?
Kind of. I mean, he's him and his wife, pretty
Oh,
much.
and his wife?
Yeah. So I mean,
Oh, that's heartwarming.
she's not a big part of it, but he does everything for her, and he's a changed man because of her. Uh, so
Okay.
so yeah,
Wow.
definitely check it out. It's a fun one. It got me chuckling every once in a while.
Mhm.
I think it's it for you, Joe. I think
Yeah, that's it.
we
So
got
I
Alan.
On to me? Okay.
What do you
Show
got?
me what you got.
What am I talking about? I'm talking about the same thing everyone else is talking about, probably. And that is solo leveling. It's a manhwa. It's a
Alma.
Korean. Yeah, it's a manhwa. That's the
Oh,
Korean. That's the Korean side, and it's basically like if like Gantz and Sao had a baby,
oh,
That,
so
that
dark.
would be awesome.
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I would nurture that baby
Oh my
to
god.
death.
It gives you everything that you want and it looks so freaking cool. I mean, it's like not if you really look at it bare bones, it's not that different from all the other SAO clones out there where you're just like, "Oh, I thrown into another world or my world is video game." This one it happens to be that. The whole world is a video game and it's kind of like the My Hero Academy version of our life as a video game. There's hunters, right? And they all get ranks from like E all the way to triple S or and above or whatever. And that's if you are awakened, which means you could just be a regular human and just like get sneezed on by a hunter and die. But
What the fuck?
seriously, dude,
Wow.
it's
All right.
messed up. Like,
I got an allergy. Oh shoot. Oh,
yeah,
my bad. I'm
you
sorry.
I mean, think of it like X-Men. It's like that too, right? And so we're just watching the X-Men, right? And so these guys inside this. So basically, main character is the only player character who was awakened. He gets reawakened or whatever, and he's the only one that can level, right? And he sees the HUD. He can see the system and whatnot, and where nobody else can. So very interesting. Like I said, it's just a sensory overload, beautiful, gorgeous, like killing machine. And if you like really cool looking graphics, it's like, so for example, in our age, right, 80s babies, right? So for us, I would say Marvel to Image. You feel
Okay, the
me?
gritty.
Okay.
In that time period. So the quality of art, the style of art, the vividness of color, the
Mm.
cleanness of you know what I'm talking about? More stylized, more like a a round, like a shapely car. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
so if you're talking about like draw lines like Spawn, is what you're trying
yeah,
to get at. That
exactly.
gritty, edgy, dynamic lines.
Yeah,
I got you. I
Or
got you.
Okay.
Dark Knight, the Dark Knight.
yeah, or like the Dark Knight. Like everything drawn is attractive.
Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Right. And
Okay. Cool.
it's not in just any sort of like regular way. It's just how they draw it. So I would really recommend it if you are just like the type that love to have like a banquet for your eyes. Read this mama, right? If you're the
And
type
Alan,
to,
what was the manga called again?
it's called Solo Leveling.
All right.
Yeah, it's by author named Chugong, and I really tried to like dig in and see if he had done anything else or anything like that. But honestly, he is only acclaimed for this, and very
So you're saying this
recently.
is first run and he's knocking it out of the park? Nice.
Exactly,
Wow.
exactly. He's Barry
Nice.
Bondsing that shit.
That's really
Awesome
good.
sauce.
That's
All
pretty
right.
hard to like for showing you're doing you're pushing it so
He just came out the
so
gate, boom,
yeah.
that's it, right? Okay, so I'm excited for anything that he has in the future, and I'm sure millions others are as well. So,
Cool.
and that is my show me what you got. Let's push it on to Christian.
Show me what you got.
All right, guys. My show me what you got is I have a real big beef with Harmony Gold. So we used to watch Macross, Robotech, which was
Uh-huh.
Macross in Japan, but we would see
Yeah.
Robotech, and that was a lot of people's earlier exposure, exposure to anime.
Anime from
You
the
got to think.
70s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yep. So,
exactly.
and it's like
You got to
PBS
think.
at like what 11 o'clock or midnight PBS show.
Yes,
It's like
exactly. And two episodes
it's like
every weekend.
parents are like, "What are you doing?" So you just try to hold the put
Right?
the little thing
Bum, ba,
underneath.
bum, ba, 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 ba.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
iconic. That's always in our minds.
Ba, ba,
Dun,
ba, ba,
dun,
da,
Yeah.
da. Right? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had
Okay.
to.
But
You
then
got it.
again, the whole Robotech series was kind of an amalgamation between three anime series in Japan. The first part was Macross. The second part was Southern Cross Mospiata, the Southern Cross, and then
Motorcycles.
the last one was Genesis Climber. I believe if I'm wrong, someone can help me. But it basically my point is it was three animes rolled up into one with Robotech. Now
Wait.
for
Sorry. Was Genesis Climber the tank one?
yes, that was the tank one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah, so a lot of people mostly favored the first saga of Robotech, which was the Macross saga. So Harmony Gold, back in the early 80s, to get it out of Japan, they licensed it. And it's been a license that they have been holding on to ever since. Now, the Macross franchise is up there, but here in the States, we've only gotten a taste of Macross and Macross 2, and my personal favorite, Macross Plus. Um, for those of
Yeah.
you that
That
don't
was
know,
Masco's Plus
yeah,
best.
yeah. So
Wait, didn't we get
um,
Macross 8?
no, not no. We got new Robotech licenses from Harmony Gold, but we never got we never got official Macross anime here in the States. I'm not counting, the Pirates Life for Me stuff, but just officially licensed Macross anime coming here. So not that many people know about it. Now, I want to also point out that Macross Plus, for those of you who haven't watched it, please watch it. If you like live action Top Gun, because that's anime's version of Top Gun, is Macross Plus. If you love
And
the action of Top Gun, that is what that is. And the director of Godzilla versus Kong actually drew inspiration from a lot of the action sequences in Macross Plus.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
also, as a tidbit for Macross Plus, the English dub of Isamu Dyson is Breaking Bad's God, what is his name?
Bryan
actor.
Cranston?
Bryan
Bryan Cranston,
Cranston.
right?
Bryan
Yep, that's what I
Cranston.
said.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank
we all thought about it at the same time. Woo.
What I was saying is that um, a lot of anime licensed properties are still in Japan. So because of Harmony Gold, we're not allowed to see Macross 7, Macross Dynamite, Macross Delta. We've only had what we've received. And Macross Plus is a highly regarded anime masterpiece written by Shoji Karamari, directed by Shoji Karamari, and music done by Yoko Kanno. And you can't even get a Blu-ray officially. You'd have to import a Blu-ray from Japan just to watch it on modern TVs. So I mean, that is a crime. So we have other licenses that can't get here, and in Japan, the Macross license is just as big as Gundam. So that is a crying shame, Harmony Gold. If you're out there and you want Harmony Gold to release the floodgates of Macross anime, please complain. Let's get a movement started. I want more Macross, official Macross content here in the US so people know about it, not just Gundam.
Yes,
And
please
that
open
is-
the forbidden door, please.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That forbidden gate open.
Yep. That's actually beautiful, man. That
Yeah.
I feel exactly the same way. Like
Yeah,
Gundam's
definitely,
cool,
dude.
but like, can we just say it? Macross is deeper.
Yes. More adult.
Yeah.
Very adult. Let's say that. Macross is very adult.
Very
Yes,
dope.
for the
At
grown.
least-
You know what it is, right? The tradition of Macross is that there's always a love triangle.
That is true.
Yes. Yes.
I mean,
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yes.
I just want to say that a lot of people's favorite character is Max Sterling in Robotech, and in Macross 7 you actually get to see his daughter. And people don't get to see that storyline unless I mean, back in the day I had to watch Macross 7 on BitTorrent.
Wait.
So
Wait, wasn't Max? I thought Max's Sterling's daughter was the captain of the tank series. The blonde,
yeah, but that's
blonde afro.
in
Isn't that her?
Robotech. In Robotech, not in Macross.
Oh,
Macross.
okay,
And
okay.
Robotech.
Oh,
alright.
you're
Yeah.
talking about the Invid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was when they
Yeah.
had the motorcycle robot suits.
Robot series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that
Motorcycle.
was Mospeda. Yeah. But
Yeah.
then there was the
Must be
tank.
I
Yada,
gotta
yeah.
tell you though, the story of that arc was actually pretty good. The action, everybody was a little disappointed there because they wanted to see more Veritech fighters.
Yes.
Oh, hell
yeah.
Nobody could get enough of the Veritech fighter. But now that I've grown up, I feel like
The
I can
motorcycles were cool.
It was pretty cool.
Motorcycles were cool.
Yeah,
The motorcycles were cool.
for sure. Definitely
Yeah.
cool. Still love my Vertex.
Obviously.
I still love when his first episode where he shows up like fully armored out Veritech that comes in the beginning. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me make one last complaint. So, as a big fan of Macross Plus, I don't even see good variations of the YF-19 and the YF-21 Veritex in Macross Plus.
Well,
Well, I was
don't fix it.
literally gonna ask. I was literally gonna be like Isamu or
I'm a
Gold-
YF-19, which is Isamu's
what was the
mech.
name of
yeah.
the half Zitrati?
He was
Gold,
something
gold,
gold.
gold, Goa Bombin.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Gold. Bolden. Yeah.
I mean, God,
Yeah.
that's a
yeah.
hard choice, right? Isamu.
So,
he had more of an emotional. Sorry, what was that?
No, what mechs did you like? Which one did you like? The YF-19 of Isamu or the YF-21 of Golds?
The mech
For me,
hands
it's
down.
19. For me, it's 19.
21. 21.
Oh, you are a stealth
Alright.
bomber then. Yeah. I can see that. I'm
Just gotta-
19.
Yeah, I like the inverted wings of 19. That was pretty cool.
I do like that too, but I love a new. It was
It was
so
it,
different
it was
from
sleek.
everything else.
The lines were sleek on
And
the
color,
YF-21.
dude, it was basically the lo-fi version of the 19. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
even
yeah, I hear
blue,
you.
like that lo-fi blue.
I hear you. And the lines were smoother. The
Mhm.
lines
Yeah.
were smoother on the 21,
It
and
has
It
versus
was.
the
It was.
19s were more aggressive. So they're
That was more for me.
yeah,
I like that
their mechs
aggressive
were
look compared
actually
to
their mechs
21.
actually matched their personalities. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Isamu has the emotional backing of the film and the plot, but you can't forget like what a struggle it was just for Gold to exist as a half Zentradi, right? Come on,
Oh
man,
yeah.
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
He's
Yeah.
got depth to his
He
character.
gets very
Yeah,
depth to the character.
he
Yeah.
gets shoved, he gets shoved aside. Sure, spoiler
Yeah.
alert, it's like fucking hella old, but like,
Yeah, unfortunately he gets friend zoned.
yeah, yeah, like
That's
real
the
Friend
thing.
hard,
zoned hard. Friend zoned
real
Yeah, he gets
hard.
friend zoned
Real
hard.
hard.
But you know what? They fight it out, and they're still brothers in the end, and that's a beautiful
Yeah.
story because
Yes.
of the obvious coming together of different cultures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which fucking dope. You know what I mean?
And
Everybody
another
wins.
thing is there's no big war going on. It's just it's like Top Gun.
Yeah.
Just a lot of high action.
Yes. All
Yeah.
scored by the musical genius Yoko Kano.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
For the
Thank the Lord.
Zentradi to refer to humans as Micronians, is it just me or does anybody else refer to microwaves as micronium waves? No.
Heyo.
I do now. That's kind of dope.
I do now.
Right? Right?
now
Oh
I
my
do.
God.
I mean, I'm giving that to the world.
Could you imagine if you thought of everyone else but you as a Micronian? King of the universe, baby.
Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Micronian wave.
This is good. This is going in here.
Like Crony
Yeah,
wave. All right.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
couldn't get
Joe.
rid of
All
that
right.
even if I tried.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
You're
Good one.
welcome, guys.
That was
yeah.
free.
Yeah.
That was free.
That's
That was
free
no
to you
charge right
guys.
there.
As Joe said, welcome to everyone.
Let's go.
And let's go. And as we talk about, this is it goes off of our first segment. Next segment we're going to be talking about is 2 bits. This topic itself, it's something everyone's aware of, and I want to put some extra talk about it as all of us are Asian Americans living specifically in the Bay Area. And I want to talk about the AAIP and the recent hate crimes itself, this violence, verbal abuse, everything across the board that's been getting in the
Gesundheit.
news lately. Gesundheit.
Sorry.
All
And I
good.
think we're all first gen, right? Aren't we all first gens?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know some of you. Mine is my dad. Is Vietnamese. And 30 getting in the age itself. So seeing these attacks on the news puts me in the premise that it could have been my dad. And gives me more worry what this society has become. And there's not even like words I can really say to how I really feel. Like there's a lot of anger, a lot of hurt, a lot of like passion that I want to like do something to these people. But in the sense, I need to take a step back and be above that. Because you can't really violence against violence doesn't work that way. And I want to check with you guys how you feel about this situation, what you guys are feeling, what's been going on. And I'll talk about some other stuff, especially some other charities that are out there. That if you guys are able to put their there's I'll read out a few of them that I put down. One is stop API hate.org. The other one is on the GoFundMe. It's a campaign community action fund. Uh, then the other one is support API community fund. And there's another one that I wrote down that is donate at Give Direct. .org. So you want to check those out. Those are um, local communities. There's a lot of other ones out there. Check out and look into it yourself. And if you can contribute anything to help support or anything you can, I'd say just take your time and a couple dollars, or even just sharing it to others if you can, will mean a lot to us, especially this community that's we're trying to build. Um, and and I want to talk with Christian. I know I know with your mom, you a lot of instances happened before any of this really came about itself. I want to see what your feels and what your take is on this. Because for me, yeah, I'm hearing from you and how I feel with my dad right now, and being how of age that it's being targeted right now that I've seen. It's another like, yeah,
Yeah.
And they're mostly targeting like older aged Asians and whatnot, and it makes them vulnerable, and that's
So,
pretty
yeah,
messed up. And like my
yeah.
parents are up there. I know all of our parents are up there,
It's
and
it's like nobody I know would ever do that.
yes,
At least
Yeah.
as far as
So
I know.
I just gotta point out that it's the culture of everything. Culture dictates that a lot of the perception is that the older um Asians are mostly weak and shrinking, and I mean a lot of these is crimes of opportunity. So when a lot of these people find a way and they see that someone can't defend themselves, they strike. So what David was referring to, my mom, for instance, um, she was close to getting mugged a couple years ago. So she was out for her afternoon walk, and there was this someone, this guy checking cars, trying to look like he was trying to break into him. My mom told me, and then he saw my mom and he started chasing my mom. Luckily, my mom ran to upstairs. There was an apartment complex that she ran upstairs to. She's knocking on every door. Luckily, someone let her in. Called the cops. I was unfortunately at my friend's house, Kramer. When she called me, I sped up there. I sped as fast as I could. Almost almost running over red lights to get there. Um, the guy ran away because I was hunting him down. Called the cops. Um, so I have an idea who it was because I think I've seen the guy before. And I haven't seen him in the area since. Otherwise, he would have been um, beat within an inch of his life, and everyone knows that. Um, Other than that, myself personally, I had been discriminated against myself, especially when I was in eighth grade. I am 75% Filipino. I'm mostly Filipino, 25% Irish. My granddad's half Irish. Um, but um, I look Hispanic. So I myself have been discriminated against, racially profiled. Um, I remember I was in eighth grade. We were walking to a blockbuster, me and my friend at the time. We just wanted to rent a movie, and we got stopped by cops. And back then, people underage couldn't be out at night. If you were under 16, um, you couldn't be out at night. So I thought that they were gonna bag us because we didn't break curfew. Not by much, This was in the evening. This was past 7, but Blockbuster Video wasn't that far from us, so we just wanted to walk. We got stopped by cops, and um, one cop held a gun at me and then held his flashlight. So, you know, that was not um, that was not a pleasant experience.
Wow.
I got taken to their car, and they were trying to intimidate me to confess, and I was crying, crying, saying no. And when someone when you're accused of a crime and you didn't do it, you know you didn't do it. It's like trying to swim and you're drowning, because no matter how much you struggle, no matter how much you struggle, there's no way. And I was in handcuffs at the time. They didn't handcuff my friend. They actually took him back home. He was trying to vouch for me because they were accusing me of trying to hijack a car. And at the time, I was 14 years old. So, I mean, how can I hijack a car? I don't even have a license. I don't even know how to drive a car at the time. So, they took my friend home. They took me in the back. I was in handcuffs. I was held in the back, and they didn't take me anywhere. I was there until they had me confess. Luckily, this other police officer, Hispanic guy, um, came, and I want to say he believed me, even though he didn't. The other cops didn't believe me, and they wanted me to say sorry, and then I said, I'm sorry, even though I didn't do it. And I mean, I hardly remember stuff from that night because it was just such a dramatic experience. Kind of changed me, actually. So I mean, that's my experience, as far as being me. And my mom. My mom has been. I'm sure this isn't the first time. That's why I walk with my mom now. When she does her walks in the weekend, I go do walk with her. Or I don't walk with her in the neighborhood. I take her to a different neighborhood in the weekend. And my mom does her walking mostly in the morning now. So that's changed. So yeah, that's my experience. And just the only thing I gotta say is the perception, the culture has to change. Um, and I just want to add one more thing, is that part of it is, I mean, growing up, we all grew up in the 90s, and I seen all these movies where the Asian business owner gets robbed or gets beaten up by anyone robbing the store. It's mostly an Asian business owner, that gets robbed and shot. So, that culture, that's the only way we can change. Just the culture has to change.
Yep, that's for sure. I think if I were to say anything, the last memory I had of some like real overt like racism would be actually on the San Jose State University grounds, which is so weird to me. You know what I mean?
Wow. Right? Isn't
Yeah.
that an amalgamation of different cultures right there in that college campus?
Yeah.
SJSU is like a melting pot and a melting pot and melting pot, right? So
Yeah.
like I don't get it, dude. So I was I was out there in front of the student union, like where the now newer cafeteria is, right? Not like where they have the subway and shit, or on the left side with like the breakfast stuff. It's on the right side, right? Looking into the student union like that. Anyways, I'm outside. I'm standing around. I'm going to class. I'm going into there, into the student union through this side door, and some dude comes out and he gives me the old ching chong, and then he runs away.
The fuck?
What?
Really?
It sounds.
Yeah, that
I know this is ridiculous, and I do know that we at that time were above the age of 21, or like I was 21 or something like that. Well, I guess we could have been 18, but still, I was 21. This is the important part of that story. And dude comes out, looks at me, ching chong, nothing else. And it actually didn't seem like I didn't even register it. You know what I mean? because at the
Hey,
You're
time
more befuddled and confused.
I had to like rewind what he said. I thought he just said blah 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 blah, right? And I was like, okay, whatever. And then I'm walking along, and it's like, what did that guy say? And I think back on the memory, and he said ching chong, like straight up,
I can
right?
see your thought bubble is dot 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 WTF?
Yeah, exactly. My brain couldn't even compute it at that time. You know what I mean? It
Jackie
was
Chan.
so out of place. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the Jackie Chan hands, right? Um, yeah, and that was like what, 2004 or something like that, between 2004 and 2008, I promise you. Weird, right? In San
Yeah.
Jose. And then so it's something like that, obviously, that is really overt to me. There's not a lot of overt racism in my life. I remember when I used to live in Oregon, one dude asked me like if I really did eat dog. That
that's
was
ignorance. That's just
pretty
Yeah, it's
overt.
pretty ignorant.
Yeah.
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 Well, not. I'm sorry. Not that was an overt racist. It was. It was. I say it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. That. Yep. That's my story off the top of my head. Joe, would you like to
Ye-
Joe,
share?
any
Um,
thoughts? Anything you want
well,
to
I
add
mean,
in?
I personally as well don't think I really have any like where I've been a target or someone close to me being target for a being racial, But I think a lot of this is happening during like our recent political climate that has kind of brought it more in light when our leader is calling out another country for something they may have done, which they didn't. It wasn't their start. I don't
Let's
know if
let's say was.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah. Past
was
Uh,
tense.
Okay, yeah. It would be past tense at this point.
yes,
But
Yes.
it's
yeah,
past tense.
Thank God.
Very past
but yeah.
tense.
And I think all the other high tensions within the racism leading from that. I think our Asian community is a scapegoat to kind of throw out that frustration. And I believe most of our culture is usually a very passive culture, so they feel like they can get away with targeting us. And that's fucking bullshit. They shouldn't even try to do that stuff. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, like, we have instances where there's minority on minority, you know, another
Yep.
minority group versus us. It shouldn't even be that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
At
it
Yeah.
all.
doesn't even like I understand like the other side, where we normally see it coming from. Um,
But not every, the thing I have to say is not everybody knows the system
yeah,
because it's there, set in
Yeah.
place, so you don't know it's there. You know what I mean? It's just your cult. It becomes your culture through lineage,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And that's why it's scary. And I think that that's why we need we need to like pump our schools. That's where I stand, right? Education,
yeah,
because I'm an
Education.
educator.
Yeah.
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 But we need critical thinkers and blah blah blah. We don't need like assembly workers, right? That's what I'll say about that.
Critical
right.
thinking. Yep. A lot more critical thinkers.
Yep.
Think
For
before
sure.
you act.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see something happening, speak up, because if you're not going to speak up and the guy next to you is not going to speak up, who's going to speak up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
uh the Asian community and the Pacific Islander community, it's very, people look past when things happen because I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous in these times. And the frequency has bumped up. I mean, it's always been there, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
the
It's always
frequency
been
has
there.
pumped
It's
up.
been increased like
Hmm.
almost tenfold in the last like what 6 years, 7 years, probably.
And
But a lot more within the last like
The last
few
year.
years. Like the
yeah,
last 2 years, The
Especially
pandemic
since the
has it.
pandemic
The
started.
pandemic has even has
Yeah,
worsened it. You know,
has
have
created a powder
created
cake.
a yeah.
And also we're in the age of having cell phones, and everybody's doing TikTok and all that stuff, so people have access to recording
Yeah.
devices on hand. So we're
Which
getting more eyes, but it's still not enough.
which
So
which is the same thing that you're talking about, Joe, is you need to speak up on stuff. Don't just record it and just put it on YouTube, TikTok, whatever, of being like, oh, look at this. Like, dude,
yeah,
report it at the time. Don't record it and think about it and post it afterwards. Like, no, you need to record. If something's happening, you need to say something. Put yourself up there. Don't just sit there and just record. Like, oh, I'm just recording. I'm not going to be in the. I don't want to be involved in it. You're recording. You're involved in it. Do something.
exactly.
Like,
You
put
guys,
something forward.
you guys, I feel slightly attacked because I actually did exactly that, but I didn't post it. Okay, I just was like, okay, I was going down 680, right? Going from 280 to 680, right? I get down.
Okay,
Yep. So
I
I'm
know where
going. So I'm
exactly.
technically going north.
Yeah,
Technically
you're heading
going
back
north.
up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And all along the left side, like right under Alum Rock, the overpass. That's Alum Rock.
Yeah.
You're on 680.
Yes.
Right. You pass under the overpass. Right there, past there, where the on ramp or the ramp goes. Or no, sorry, not the ramp. The ramp comes down, right into the freeway. There's a
Yes.
huge blazing fire right there in that foliage. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
You know how
yeah,
all of
Yeah.
680
fire.
and 280,
Yeah.
is a big brush
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
yeah.
They're
Oh
brush
yeah.
fire. Yeah, there's brush fires
Yeah.
there. That's been known to have brush fires.
Like
That
there
happens
particularly, right?
Yeah.
quite often. Yep.
So sorry, but I videoed it as I drove by, and then
I
I
mean,
did.
that's okay. I mean,
That's
But I didn't report it, so I'm sorry. Next time I will.
well, I think there's probably millions of people who actually saw that. Well, no, I shouldn't say millions, but hundreds of
But-
people saw
Yeah,
that too as
but
well.
but how do we really know? Because Jen was like, "Oh, did you report it?" I was like, "Fuck, I did not report it."
Okay.
Oops.
I mean,
Yeah. What?
you can
Why
call.
not?
I mean, you could
Because
have
they'll
called
just
Yeah,
tell
911.
you. They'll tell you
Yeah,
like, "Oh, we've already gotten a call about it. Thank you." Okay. Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But-
At least I
Yeah.
tried.
But isn't that the problem? Is assuming, right?
Yes,
It's
yeah,
That's
is
true.
they
reported.
assuming. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
You know what they
Somebody
say about
somebody will
assume?
help. I'm sure help's on the way already. Something I don't have to get involved, right? That's what's
Yeah.
dangerous. Dangerous.
Yeah.
Was it assuming makes
Even
an
if you're
ass of a you and me?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the one. That's the one.
Yeah. Even if like something's on the way, like you could, calling, they're like what Alan said, like they'll give an indication, like, oh yeah, we already have reports about it. Something's already in the works. Like, okay, you know.
Yeah. You know what? I was just thinking back to when you said like violence begets violence, which ironically was a very heavy subject in all the cartoons I watched as a child. Do you guys just feel that?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I can't name specifically. I think Ninja Turtles like Shredder would no, sorry, not Shredder, Splinter would say something like this, right? Violence begets violence. Avatar, The Last Airbender, definitely, right?
Yoda.
Violence
Yeah.
begets violence.
Yoda.
Yoda, Star
Yoda.
Wars, right? Star
Yeah.
Trek,
It's everywhere.
yep, all the greats, all the greats.
Taken.
Yeah.
The Taken franchise.
Taken.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taken
definitely.
franchise right there.
Yes, that is a very
Yeah.
specific set of skills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you kill if you kill my loved one, I'm gonna seek out revenge on you.
Right.
If I kill you, your loved one's gonna seek out revenge on me.
Right.
It's that whole thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, Romeo, Juliet, all that stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, isn't that crazy though? Like legit, I feel that message from the cartoons that I watch. I feel like we got a lot of really great messages from the cartoons we've watched along the years, right?
Years.
Don't
Yeah.
judge people for their appearance. Like freedom is the most valuable thing of all. Things like that, and people
Freedom
just
of thought.
really, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And now we've got things like Steven Universe, who are even more emotionally intelligent in their story writing. Yep, look at that. Say
Good
something, Joe.
Joe's.
Joe,
Whoop, whoop.
All right. but but honestly, like I have a lot of hope for the future. You know what I mean? Even though
Yes.
things seem bleak, I can see it in every one of my young students. None of them are burdened with racism among their community. Not really. Not like before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They don't like that stuff. They think it's weird. You can tell, you know what I mean? Like I'm always very positive with them and they're always really positive with me, and they show me that there's a lot of hope because they are less burdened. Just it's not as hard of a blow, you know what I mean? They can see it when it's there and they think it's weird. Racism, I mean.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
even about like people's sexual preference and things like this, right? And our new generations are already much more progressive than even we were.
Oh yeah.
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 Definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good, but it's also, comes down to, the culture in the household. I mean, if the culture in the household is good, it doesn't matter what kind of media you watch. You're more likely gonna end up all right. Like,
Yeah.
you can't blame the media if someone starts to go postal or rogue. It's what was the environment around them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yep, it's yeah, a lot of nurture, right? Like
yes.
like
Yeah.
I think back on all the things that I've been given through, like, from my mother and my father and my ancestors and stuff like that, and that has what's really made me who I am, right? Being able to look back at the lessons that have been passed down to me, right? Through my mom, through them, and the way that she lives her life, right? My mom
Mm.
is like the single strongest independent woman I've ever met in my life. She's dope. She's a queen. And I take that as part of me too. Like, in a weird, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
her strength is in me as well. And I feel like we have all of us have such like a rich culture that if all we need to do is look backwards and we can feel empowered. And that's why I feel like I have hope for the future as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knocking them out of the park,
Yeah.
brothers.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
Uh, no drink, but
There you go. Cheers, Joe.
Here's Joe.
ah,
All right.
Oh God.
And
ah.
Oh my God. That was a Guinness too. I know it was a
yeah.
Guinness.
That
And
was.
Yep. There's a lot.
It's
and
liquid burnt bread. Liquid burnt bread.
with that, guys, that is our 2 bits. So a lot of it is a lot dear to all of us. Again, if you can, check out any of the communities regarding AAPI and support if you can. Again, I'll put links down. One of the ones I did support is stop API hate .org. So check that out. That's one of the ones I did some charity and contributed to. Um, again, with that, let's go into our other main topic itself, which is another dear thing to me, is tabletop board games and card games that we grew up with, influenced us, and brought some good and bad memories.
I think mostly good.
Mostly good.
What were the bad
I-
memories, bro? Like I
Uh,
was right there with you.
Bad memories is first time I rage quit on my brother.
Wait, tabletop?
Tabletop.
Oh, were you guys arguing over the rules?
No, I
No. Okay, I know you're
no
lying
no
already.
I
Because
was no, it was Axis and Allies, and he was catching the lead,
Ugh.
and me being the sourpuss at the time with like fuck this, 3 days of gaming.
I've
did
actually
you
heard
flip? Did you flip the table? Did you actually do that shit?
Uh, not the table,
the
but the
board.
board.
Just the
I
board?
flipped the
Oh,
board. You play. Was if other people played is Axis and Allies, it's a freaking huge, like it's like a huge ass like world map game of like war.
So
Like
Risk, but bigger.
yeah, risk like intensified. Yeah.
So huge.
Yeah. I think
But
it's funny because I've heard your brother tell this story too, and he doesn't do you any favors. Let's just say that.
nope. Nope.
I
Me
might have
just
to ask
be
him.
me just be this kid, be the idiotic stupid kid, uh and the first notion or first inkling of knowing what like being a poor sport and uh learning the thing of the so-called these days is the rage quit.
It's been
He
known to
he rage
happen.
quit before it became cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rage quit while it was still awkward.
Well, it's still awkward. then
It's still
I'm
awkward.
still trying to remember. My brother was like, "What the fuck?" Like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going back to my mom's.
Oh,
like-
that's
Oh,
right.
jeez.
I remember
Like-
that, dude.
That's what
Because-
you call rage quitting offline.
Yeah.
he
So
he
so,
disconnected
yeah,
his
when we were
Ethernet cable.
pretty much when we were growing up, me and my brother, my mom and dad got divorced when we were young, and most of my life I ended up with my mom. So most of the time, most of the weekends, I'll usually come over to our brothers and we'll play games or hang out. Just do stuff. Because I don't see him. That I was already was able to really see him often. So one of these times is we get things set up, playing it. Stuff happen. I don't know the full premise of it, but stuff happened to a certain point of no, you can't do that. It's like, yeah, I can, and I'm gonna whoop your ass kind of thing. I'm like, nope. And I'm going back home. I
Damn.
I think something that yeah, I got my rollerblades on and started right. So if you know the Bay Area itself, I was over off of 25th or 26th Street
Damn.
itself. There's an apartment complex over there
Okay.
itself, and my brother lives right down the street from Overfelt Gardens Independence.
Yeah.
So
okay.
from there, I rollerblade back.
Only to 26.
Yeah,
God damn.
That's actually that's pretty far.
yeah.
Yeah, but you
It's
walk
not like
farther.
hella far.
Well,
but
I
it's
walk
pretty
farther,
far.
but
David's
this
walk farther.
I walked farther,
He-
but you need to understand that this is when I was like, what,
You mean
maybe
like 26?
12,
You mean like 26 and McKee?
26 in McKee.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
up the
Over
street,
by
yeah,
where
he's-
Joey used to live.
Yes, where Joe used to live, like right down the street from there. That's where
Not
I
me.
used to.
No,
So it's up the
not
street,
that
but
Joe,
way
Joey,
up the street.
the drummer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's way up the street.
Yeah,
I got you. Okay.
yeah. So that was my first indication of playing board games. Well, not that's the first indication of playing board games, but that was my first of experience of having rage quits. So that's the bad experience. The other good experiences is the other good experiences I went through is playing tabletop games itself. First one was that really catch me and played a lot of itself was Hero Quest.
Ooh.
If a lot of people don't know about that one itself, it's an older game. It was mostly designed off of Warhammer Fantasy or War Masters, I think. I forgot. I probably should have did some research on my own.
I don't think
But I
it
didn't.
was. Oh, yeah, I don't think it
Um,
was based off of Warhammer
It
Fantasy.
wasn't.
It was based off of like D&D and shit.
something of that. And they put it in.
Hero Quest
They
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, and they put it into I think it was a 5-player or 4-player like dungeon-esque kind of uh
Yeah, you
board
got
game you play.
Wait,
figures, you got a
You got
map that you lay
figures,
out.
you got a map that you laid out, and each time you went into one of the rooms, it'll be like this room, you pick up a thing and it says this room has blah blah in it. You place the you know the skeletons or whatever, or this had a trap, you unleash the trap.
Yeah.
um and
It's
you
like
went
a
through.
the
It was
earliest
pretty
dungeon
much,
keeper, right?
yeah, it's a very early dungeon keeper in like a whole board kind of thing, and played it with my brother and some of our other friends itself. Good memories on that. Then the other ones that really brought up to me itself, that really gave a lot of meaning itself, has been tabletop RPGs. First one, AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons,
Second edition.
second edition. Yeah.
No, seriously,
Um,
that's the one we started on.
yeah, that's when we started on, me and Alan.
Me and
Re-
Justin, like me and
yeah,
Justin started,
but
and
that
then
was one of the ones I. This is one of the ones I've probably had the most playing time with you itself was I think it was Sam. That he made his own like variation of Warhammer and Necromunda. Like he made his own like
yeah, Necro
character stats.
Tweezer.
Necro Tweezer. Yes. And I think that was the first time I actually started really playing with you, was from that game
Holy shit, that was a
itself.
homebrew. That was a
That was a
homebrew pen and
homebrew.
paper.
Yeah. And I was
So,
like,
like, if you're going to talk about board games, you got to talk about pen and paper because that inevitably included a board game, a part of it, like feature, right? So, like, when you if you're the type of nerd that also plays pen and paper, which I think all of us were at some point. I don't know.
but
Were you Christian?
yeah,
Did you ever do pen and
I
paper?
don't
Okay,
think
so the game, the
Christian
first
hasn't.
game,
He
the
tried, but he
first
hasn't.
the first game that David mentioned was a Demon Keeper, the one that was like
The Hero
um
Quest.
the yeah, the Hero Quest. I remember he actually John brought the game to my house actually, and I remember him trying to get me into it. But at the time, I was actually an athlete in high school. I was in the wrestling team, and I remember at the time I just wanted to go out and play basketball. So so
Yeah.
like the board game that suited me was Monopoly, but I remember him trying to get me into it. Then my mind was like flying around. He left it in my house for a while until he took it back. But I remember that I that
Yeah.
game was actually in my house. Yeah, at the time. But yeah, other than that, I
He
mean,
tempted to play for like a half a day, I think.
yeah, he tried to get me. So what would happen is these two, David and his brother, would hang out my house, and back
Or
then
right, indie?
Yeah.
yeah, by indie. Back then though, on the weekends I always played basketball. So when they would hang out in my house, I would say, "All right, guys, you guys can keep playing here. I'm gonna go and play basketball." so like
Because
they're
most of the
just
time we'll spend like the weekend there itself. Like we'll sleep over and like kind of thing. So it's like during the day, he's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go out play basketball. If you guys do whatever you feel like doing, all right, I'll catch you
yeah,
like in like a couple
because
hours."
my house had the RPGs. So I had of Evermore,
Ooh.
um and Final Fantasy 3/6.
Uh-huh.
So and Illusion of Gaia. So
Ooh.
I had all the hot Super Nintendo
Yeah,
RPG back then. But other than that, if they
yeah.
wanted some RPG goodness, they go to my house.
well,
Console RPG goodness, by the way.
Christian, it's never too late to pick up that pen and paper and create a character.
It's really not, honestly.
It's not.
It's
Especially
really
with the
not.
new systems
Christian,
now
it's
these
not.
days, it's super fast. Well, depending what game
Other
you're playing.
than if, yeah, depends on the game you played.
Yeah,
I think I went as far as 3.5, and then I haven't been current since.
5 looks
Yeah.
like it's super easy.
5, they bring it pretty simplified. The other game I played a lot and I want to try to get back into running at some point again itself is Shadowrun.
Shadow. I knew you were
Let's
gonna say
let's
Shadowrun, bro.
go.
Let's
Yeah.
I'm
go.
waiting.
Let's
I'm
go.
waiting. I already have a
And that's
character.
probably one of the most, like I said, one of the most daring ones to us is same thing coming back from Necro Tweezer itself is me and my brother when we moved back when I ended up back over in Modesto for a couple of years itself. My brother and one of my other good friends that was staying with us, Matt, his name was Matt. Um, we played the Sega Genesis version of Shadowrun. At the time, we didn't even know there was an actual RPG that this is actually coming from.
Wait, you're telling me you played the Sega Genesis version of Shadowrun before
Before
you guys
We-
went down the
before-
deepest rabbit hole anyone's ever been down in their entire
yes,
life?
both of me and Ingo, we didn't even know. And coming back from Necro Teaser, we ended up doing a homebrew itself, right? With somewhat with D with percentile and like D&D ish rules itself, but it was all based off of Sega Genesis like karma system that they had and character sheet, and we just made our own homebrew Shadowrun-ish
No.
game that us three played. Then like I think probably like a month or two later, Ingo's going to Barnes and Noble.
The ones
I
on
think it's
Stevens
the one
Street
that
or
Stevens
Santa
Creek.
Clara?
I
Okay,
think it's
so
the one
that'd
that
be Barnes
Stevens
and
Creek.
Yeah.
I
with a
think it was Barnes and
GameStop
Noble.
attached to it,
That's
right?
at Barnes and Noble then.
Yes,
Oh, yes, Barnes and
but
Noble.
this was way back, and
I think it
he was
eventually
over
got bought
there.
out by Borders.
Yeah, he was over there and like was in checking the RPG other games and stuff and found that Shadowrun Second Edition was there and was like, "What is this?"
And that changed all our lives.
Then reading its stuff and looking through, it's like, "Oh, this is an actual full freaking RPG."
See, they stole
It's like-
they stole your book. That's what they did. They stole your homebrew and then they printed it. They're like, these guys have a homebrew. We're printing it
Oh.
before they can.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
Yep. You just
And
got Lex Luthor, basically.
yeah. So from there, like he brought it up, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Really? Dude, this is awesome. So then we just trying to figure out how to make a character, and probably my best character I made itself. And unfortunately, like, I thought it was a cool name at the time, but I didn't read into the slang of Shadowrun. So I made a troll fizzad named
Trog.
Trog. In the slang version itself in Shadowrun, that name is a very derogatory name to trolls. So I just would like,
You.
yeah, what up?
You sweet, stupid brute.
Yes, he was.
I mean,
And
they call me
that
that.
ca-
I guess that's my name.
and
Oh my
I played
God,
I played him so that's probably one of the characters I played so much and have such a daring character development itself that he went through
That was your favorite
3
character for sure.
yeah, and
Yep.
he went through 3 iteration of campaigns, 3 iteration campaigns and 3 expansions.
And he
He went
survived
from
all.
he went through the first, second ed, third ed, and we're trying to work with the fourth edition as well.
Has he died yet at all? Not yet.
He
He's still
re-
alive?
fully retired.
Oh, okay.
I pretty much he didn't die, and I retired the character itself.
Listen, we need to make this is what I propose. Okay, you can't put him away because you don't want him to get tarnished. Okay, you got to put him away when you know it's right. I'm not saying it. You didn't know that it was right. I'm just saying.
Well,
if we
well,
play
hey,
again, if we play
yo,
again,
Ingo, bro, when we were starting Shadowrun, because unfortunately, is the character in his campaign itself. So he needs to start bring up the game so I could actually play him again.
You know why I miss your brother so much is because there are few people in my life who have as dry a wit and sarcasm as John Wynn.
Yes.
I
aka
miss
Ingo.
that fucker, dude.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He's
testify,
fucking
brother.
great.
Testify. Yeah.
I love John.
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
and the thing is like
He says
other
it to you flat, right?
yeah,
there's no fucking around with John.
yeah.
Yeah, and he
And the thing
lives
is
just a town away from me.
yeah, with Joe. And the thing is with him, whenever we played like any games itself, being him as a GM or him as a character, like he he makes a character or the campaign like a full in-depth immersion that you feel you want to be continue playing. Like he'll go the extra effort itself and he'll find a way to make a snippet itself of a freaking thing
News
you
article,
guys
right?
missed, a freaking article itself for the next episode, and be like you get the next session, and like whatever session you guys did before, and you might have messed up something, you did an explosion or something, it'll be like Ranraku Arcology had a mishap at the tower of blah blah, and you have like a freaking something and like a helicopter explosion. And it's like,
Yeah, actually, that's
what the
one of my
and
favorite
you
hallmarks
look
of
at the thing,
John.
it's like, oh, what? Where'd the news? Wait, that's bad.
That's real bad. That means you
It's
guys
like,
fucked up.
yeah,
I have
Yeah.
yet to play with Ingo. I still need to have that
yeah.
opportunity to do
And like I
that.
said, I'm trying to
He
run
really cares about the
get
story.
I'm trying to get a game back up itself. Hopefully, you can start doing on trying to possibly run it on Roll20. Joe does have a character. I think we talked. I haven't really talked to you about it yet, Alan. So probably
Oh, I
check
know.
with
Dude,
check with it.
everybody who fucking role plays pen and paper now doesn't want me in their game.
And what?
What?
Why?
I don't know why. I think it's
So
because
hopefully you can find a schedule with us that we could be able to get the ball rolling and be able to run a session or two to be able to get some games in. Because
Or
I want to play. It doesn't matter D&D,
or Alan,
Shadowrun,
we can
Dark
reprise our
Her-
roles
Dark
as Dark Heresy.
Dark Heresy,
oh,
Dark
let's
Heresy,
go.
um, Deadlands. Like there's so many different like tabletop games itself or RPGs. I want to get myself back in. I haven't played or hanged out with doing anything so
Yeah, my
long
dice are thirsty for the role.
itself.
Here's what I propose. If you guys are up to it, I would really love to run a game myself because I hardly get the
Okay.
chance. I'm
Ah,
always playing with you all. I'm always just I'm just always playing a heel in one way or another. You know what I mean?
well, you had that one game that you were trying to create a story-driven one without dice. Remember?
Right. I remember. And
Yes.
there, yeah. And so, the, we should stream it. We should live stream it. We should have people in the chat. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I already have a
We'll
character
try to
ready
set.
too.
All right. Yeah. We've
We'll
all
try to
seen,
set
look,
it.
by the way, we've all
We'll
seen Critical Role and da 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 da, da, so we understand. Like,
we'll get something going. Like be able to get some stream of something itself, do
yeah.
live stream of our gameplay. And wrapping back up.
For me, at least for board games, Monopoly, as a youth, playing with my
Yes,
brothers,
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Yep.
These destroyer of relationships. I think if you have a banker that's kind of crooked, stealing money from the bank. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Christian could contest to that.
I think that
So-
the culture of Monopoly, just straight up, is that if you don't steal from the bank, you're the banker, you're a sucker.
I
'Cause
don't know.
everybody does it, and then I get it, Joe. I know you're a good guy. Okay. In 50% of our
Okay.
realities, right?
Yeah.
I
That's
I went evil. In 100%
Oh, okay.
of our realities, you went good.
What? That's nuts. I'm semi evil Joe. I'm the dope
Yeah, he's
Diet Coke
semi-evil.
of evil.
You're
Come on.
semi evil. That's the main
Uh,
part.
No, if you
Light,
had
sheen,
any
steel.
real
Okay,
evil in you, you wouldn't add the 7.
but
If you're not
bes-
cheating, you're not trying.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
But a story about Dungeons and Dragons is not my personal story. It's my brother Chris's story. I guess him and his brother Mark and Chris, they were playing. Chris is the older and Mark is the younger, and I think his brother got Chris's character killed, or I think he died in the story, or I
Ooh,
know I think he killed Mark's character. I think,
why?
and I think at dinner he freaking stabs him with a fork right on his hand.
For real.
For real. So I don't the mark is not there anymore, but he got him. Chris is like, the fuck?
And let's be
But that's
clear, Chris is like
is the
the
big man.
mountain.
Yeah, but this is when
Right?
they're young
Yeah.
kids.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Definitely not my story. But as far as pen and paper, my first starting was actually going to CCOC. If you guys are not familiar with that, that's was it Central County Occupational Center (CCOC), and I had to use that for my senior credits to graduate. Let me see how much time we have left. And I
You're
met
good.
one of you guys, or mutual friend through there, and
Yes.
he was running kind of, I think, Vampire the Masquerade,
Vampire
but
Masquerade.
Ooh.
it was
Yeah.
just like a arena brawl. So he had characters ready to go. We pick whatever character, and then we had like a battle royale, and that was my first toe dip into rolling the dice for a tabletop. Then I talked to Chris about, man, I want to start playing Dungeons and Dragons, and seeing that he had a strong background behind Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, well, can you GM for me? So we went to Barnes and Nobles. We picked up Third Ed, Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, the Monster Manual, and then he created a one-story adventure for me. I was a ranger named Relo, actually. Um,
Holy shit, you guys started on third ed?
yeah, we started on Third Ed. Well, at least I started on Third Ed.
Yeah.
And then after that, and we barely got any farther. He killed me. I think he almost killed me with a nightshade.
Ooh.
I'm like, why would you put that there? He's like, you don't have to fight him. Like, well, you put it there, so I'm supposed to fight him, right? He's like, there's other ways around it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna set the whole fire. I'm gonna set the whole force on fire. He's like, are you fucking serious? So I set the whole force on fire.
Oh
That's
my
how you do it.
Oh.
God. Is there no bounds to our idiocy when we're children,
Yeah.
right? We're just like, hey, I'll burn it all.
Also,
Yeah.
top off that with our mutual friend with Vampire Masquerade.
Yep.
Remember me and you, Alan, with our Assamites?
Oh my God. When you say it that way.
We're just
Assamites.
yeah. We became like so way too OP that it was just like
It was dope.
we couldn't get touched.
Yeah. Yeah. We really
Oh,
gamed
damn.
the shit out of that system. It
Yeah.
was really fun. And actually that was
Min-max?
that was my
Yeah, we
first
did.
real taste of actually min-maxing your character. And
So
because
bad.
basically there was a stat in that game in one of the editions where you were allowed to take an extra turn based on a skill. So it's like however high your skill was how many extra turns you could take every turn. So we just maxed that out, and before people could do anything, it was called celerity, so we were fast, right? And before people could do anything, we've already cut them into ribbons.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Awesome.
crazy.
it's nuts.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. So it was based off stats, not like gear that you got.
Nope.
It was very
Straight
early World
stats.
of Darkness, so you filled
Oh.
in bubbles. You know what I mean for your
Yeah.
stats. It goes
Yeah.
up to 8
Mhm.
plus more, and yeah, that's what it is. It's like 1 out of 10, basically. You know, average is
Yeah.
30.
And it was like D10 to roll, pretty much.
It was dope. It
Nines
was
or
very
tens
simple,
hit.
easy to
It was-
play. You just did dice pools, and then the lore is very thick. You know, they had really good artists, really good writers, and stuff like that, and it was dope. But you know, you do need a little bit more depth. But then it starts to get cold.
So I mean, besides playing, with our mutual friend, he brought me over to Zip's place, and we used to play in his garage with the doors that
Those
says "keep
lots
closed
of
at all
good,
time."
lot of good gaming sessions there, man. So
Yep.
many.
Yeah, and you know what was dangerous in that whole?
Then the infamous chair, the
Yeah,
couch, the
that's the
infamous couch.
most dangerous spot in that garage is the leather couch.
Oh yeah. Once you go down,
Never
you're
sit
done.
down on that couch. You're like, I'm just gonna sit down while the other guys are doing their discussion about stuff or their gaming turn. And once my comic comes up next, it's like, no, do not sit on the couch if you're gonna still be in the game. No, I'll be fine.
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm
Then
dude.
then
Just
then it
call
go
me.
like it'll be like, okay, Alan, all right, Pat, all right, Joe,
Well, I mean, some people took
Joe.
forever. Told me just wake me up, but
All right, so he just disappears off the face of the earth in the middle of the game. Okay, and all
he
right,
went to the bathroom.
re-
That's
reroll initiative. Roll initiative. What you doing now?
Yep.
Then the next person sits down. Like, nope, he's out.
Oh god. I mean, we play some late night games. I mean, to the point where it
Full
was already
weekends.
morning.
Full
And
weekend games.
I remember waking. We were like leaving your garage to go get like donuts in the morning.
Oh
It
my
was.
god. Actually, those
Go
were some of the
coming
best
by
times.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
coming
yeah.
by
You know
it
what I
like
mean?
right after either work or school itself,
God.
like
Yeah, but
getting there.
we would start
And we'll
like
start
Friday
like
night, right?
Friday night, and we won't leave till like Sunday.
So yeah, we would play at Zips. I played with him the Shadowrun and Dark Heresy over at your place. I don't think we played any D&D or Deadlands, right?
Deadlands, we did Deadlands whenever Pat wanna change it up, and he was there.
Yeah.
I
Look,
Because
usually I
remember,
played Deadlands at his place.
because I remember making my
Mad Scientist?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Do I remember? Did you play? Did I play in that campaign? I don't think I
You
did,
might have not.
because I
Yeah.
played for his campaigns. One was a like an undead Native American hunter, and then I did a like a big brute um not roadblocker, but he's like a ship, like he blocks shipments, kind of a pirate,
Oh, he's a
Okay.
oh wow, a bandit.
kind
Bandit.
of. Yeah,
Christian, I want to ask you
blockade.
this. I want to ask
Sorry.
Christian if we actually played a game.
All right, I'll play. I'll give it a
You'll
shot.
give it a
We'll
shot.
stream it.
All right.
If we for the sake of the stream, for the sake of the
Oh.
stream,
Oh,
do it.
oh,
got him.
Wait,
We
wait,
got
wait.
it, boys.
got him.
Well, that's good enough for me, I guess. What setting would you like to live in? Would it be, cyberpunk? Would it be fantasy,
Space opera, my personal
space
favorite.
opera,
Space opera.
or you know what?
Cyber-
There is
Post-apocalyptic,
also
modern
Post-
there is
day.
also the
Monster
anime.
Day.
There's big
There's
eyes,
also
small mouth.
Big Eye,
Big Eye,
Small
Small
Mouth.
Mouth. We can go with the
Um,
anime trope route.
I really
Now
feel,
let's go post.
I feel the best. Oh, he was gonna say post-apocalyptic.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
was
you said,
gonna
I thought you
say
said
that.
go postal.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna say anything about the setting. I was just gonna say we should go homebrew rules.
Ooh, okay. All right.
We could use D10 if we want. D10.
Okay, explain how that system runs.
Basically, it's just a roll of a D10. 5 is average, right? And you
Okay.
get +1, -1 for easy for stuff. You know what I mean? Whatever you can
Okay.
explain.
So instead of D20, you're just rolling a D10.
That's right.
Or-
And then your stats. Yep. When your stats are above a certain number, you get +1, +2, +3.
Right,
to your
right,
rolls.
right, right.
Yep. And the best thing about D10 is there's no, I mean, the storyteller completely trusts the player. So all it is integrity to your character. So you say you could very well make, like, I don't know, let's say you make an orc detective, right?
Mhm.
You say, but my orc detective, the way he solves crimes is through psychic powers. So he's an orc psychic detective, right? You
Okay.
just say what your character is, and if it makes sense to your character and their story, you can do it.
Okay. I might have to try this out.
It
Um,
cuts a lot of the bullshit out, and if we have faith in each other, we will tell a great story, and that's why I love D10.
question: if Christian does play,
Okay,
who is going to be DM?
I really want to.
Okay,
We got Alan's gonna be DM. All right.
all right. And then you want to run the D10 system. Okay. Uh, no real. It's more like story driven, not like I'm gonna write down my stats, or is there
You
still
will write
stat
down
writing?
stats. There will be
We'll,
six.
we'll
There will
apply
be
the stats and
six
stuff.
stats. You write
Okay.
them down.
So let
But
me
you
ask
you
you guys
just tell
this:
me what your
how,
stats are. You don't
how
have to
much
roll.
how much micromanagement is there then?
Between like me, the storyteller, and you, the character,
Yeah.
very little.
Very little
Okay.
itself
Very little.
for that kind of game. For one that Alan will be running, it's very little
So this is a
itself.
game based on faith. This is a game where we all just want to have fun. There is like there is a RNG, of course, right? But I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm just going to try to be as fair as you know me, and I'm trying to push a story. I want us all
Okay.
to have a good time. That's it. And if you have a vision for a character or where they want to end up or whatever, let's go for it. But the thing I know about all of us and humans in general is wanting to do something and achieving something is very different.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
that is
You
Yep.
true.
still have to make decisions on what you would do, and that's the beauty, right? Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If the system is between us and it's built on trust, who cares? Roll
Okay.
this, roll that. Like, I know we don't like bullshit. Okay, if you've got a 20 strength out of like, let's say 3 is the average human strength. We're going by D&D now, right? Old school D&D. 3 is an average human strength. You have a 20 strength, right? You try to break down a door. Why would it even make you roll a die at all? Like a
Yeah,
wooden
that
door,
makes sense.
you just break it.
That's true.
Yeah,
Why get in the way of the story,
yeah, yeah.
right?
You're streamlining it. Okay.
Streamline it.
Uh, in this post-apocalyptic world,
Okay.
I'm just trying to think.
Are we talking about
Is there
post-apocalyptic like Rage slash Mad Max? Or are we talking about like
Since
post-apocalyptic
since this since it's
Waterworld?
Christians wanting
Mad
to go
Max.
Mad Max?
Mad
Okay.
Mad
Max. All right,
Max.
Mad
Mad
Max.
Okay.
Max.
Okay.
Yeah, more Mad Max, less Shadowrun. I want the Mad Max post-apocalyptic.
I'm for it. So
Shadowrun's not.
okay.
Well,
Shadowrun's cyberpunk.
Shadowpunk's more cyberpunk.
But
Yeah, I know.
we're going
Yeah.
steampunk desert punk.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
tank girl
okay?
Tank Girl.
Yes.
Okay,
Tank
Tank
Girl.
Girl.
Yes.
Tank Girl style.
and heavy
Okay.
metal,
Yeah.
right?
Tank Girl, heavy metal.
Yes.
Okay,
Fucking
bro.
Mad Max.
Yep,
My brain's
Road
already
Warrior. We're going
churning.
Road Warrior,
My,
okay?
my
Road
brain's already
Warriors.
churning.
Desert
Now-
Punk. Yeah.
Desert Punk.
Let me ask you another question. All human or alternate races?
Ooh, we're building this
Doesn't
world
matter
right
to me.
now.
A good
Yeah.
story
Building
is
the
a good
world right
story,
now.
right?
Yeah.
It seems like we're building the world.
Yeah. It seems. I'll do it. Let's go all human because I want to dominate y'all.
Okay, my next question now is what level of technology are we at? And does magic exist in the world?
I would say
Okay.
combustion
Combustion.
technology.
So
Anything
current
that
day.
has to do so you're saying but what about magic? Yes or no?
Let's have some fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get crazy.
So what you're
Ooh,
telling me
magic.
is now we're at an escaflowne.
Yes.
Escaflowne. Okay.
So
Yeah.
now we're on the
Okay.
level of escaflowne, okay? Which means mechs are available. Do you accept the existence of steam-powered mechs?
It's spirit power. So this is like
Or
Star Wars.
or do you want to dial it back and still just go Road Warrior? Because we could do Road Warrior with magic.
Road Warrior with magic sounds fun.
Okay.
Then another thing would be how much magic, like how powerful, or is this very scarce?
Very scarce, like Game of Thrones scarce.
Like a
So
few people might have it, and it's
so now I would say, in my opinion, we're more in the Fallout, right? With a
Okay.
little bit of magic.
Yeah.
Are we throwing in mutation?
I assume that if it's post-apocalyptic,
If
there's
post-apocalyptic,
radiation.
there's
Mutation.
radiation. There's gonna be mutation. I would assume as well with post-apocalyptic style.
Sweet. character with third nipple.
All right. And we just described what game did we just describe, Zip?
Weird West.
There we go.
Weird West.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh. So are we gonna
Pretty
run?
much, yeah.
Or we still be running the 10 system right?
All right.
Okay.
I
So we
guess,
have the Weird West.
Uh-huh.
Do we have? Is that like blasters or is it like bullets, physical bullets?
I think I can't speak for Christian, but it seems like he wants to do less space.
Yes,
more
I want
just
physical
Earth.
less
bullets.
techie. Less techie. Okay.
Yes.
So this actual like regular
Heavy Mad
regular like
Max. Heavy
Mad Max. Think of
Yeah.
like bullets. Think of like Mad Max
Actually,
like as
I
like
could-
weapons.
All right. Can I just say this?
Go for it.
No.
Can I add a little bit of Into the Badlands?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
I mean, I feel like because it's us, it is already like in a little bit of
We all
Into the
have
Badlands.
all of us know and have that mind of where we're already at, and it's this kind of where we're already
Okay.
creating
Yeah.
right now.
Okay, perfect. So, in general, we're on the level of Mad Max, but there's something much deeper that exists that almost nobody knows about. Probably invoking some kind of prophecy, right? To get you guys involved with something so rare that almost nobody knows about, there must be a prophecy. So, this is how we build our story, right? The
Okay.
3 of you are involved with something that is destined to happen. Based on what kind of characters you make, I'm going to decide how you intercept that road to your destiny, how you got onto it. Because as we all know, we could become something that is less than a diamond and just waste away and become nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very easily, very easily. But we got to figure out why we're not washed away with the rest of the time, and that's your guys' job. So figure
Yeah.
out what kind of person you want to be, what kind of character you want to be, what kind of hero you want to be, what kind of end you want. It might not happen, but if you actually come up with these details, I think it'll be a good game no matter what, because you guys are dope. Cool.
Okay.
But with that being said, and having pretty much a full almost out session for a game in the very near future, be on the lookout for that. I'll do some closing thoughts for the week, and
Hopefully my site gets better so I can start, actually reading actual text.
We've been sending voice messages.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really. R.I.P. DMX, by the way.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace. Much
Rah.
love.
Yeah, playing more Monster Hunter Rise. Hopefully we could all get together and do that.
Also, I have another closing thought itself. I want to address. Hey, Christian. Hey,
Yo.
I heard you got in you're in another group of a podcast going on. What's the name of that? And I want to give a shout out to them.
Sure.
Are you cheating on us?
my my group is called Talking in Circles, where just a bunch of wrestling fans that love to talk about professional wrestling, all the ins and outs of it. We're what you call marks, or smarks, which is smart marks, smart fans, whatever you call it. That we know that wrestling is choreographed, but we still love it, and we love the storylines, and we love the characters. So I mean, if you're into that, we don't really take it seriously, but come and tune in.
They stream it on Twitch. It's TIC Wrestling. If you're going to look
Yes,
for it,
TIC. So enjoy.
Dope.
I think there's a lot of standing, much
Yeah.
delivered.
Yeah. We air we start at 9 o'clock Twitch. 9 o'clock at
Pacific
night.
Standard Time.
Thursdays, right?
Yes.
9
Every
o'clock
other-
Thursdays.
Yeah, every other Thursday, usually before or after a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh yeah.
heel.
You know what? Yeah, and my other closing thoughts is again with regarding the AAPI, the Asian American Iron Pacific issues that's going on, and what we talked about earlier. Again, if you can, check out any of the charities or anything that shows some support if you can. And that's I think that's what I have for my thoughts for this end of this week.
No, just a lot of hope, a lot of brotherhood and sisterhood, a lot of togetherness and love, and keeping our community strong, looking back towards our roots to find our strength, and remembering that we come from a lot, and it's not very easy, and it's not simple. And yeah, I have hope for the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah. All right.
And the
Hey,
future
this
of
is-
gaming. Oh
Future
yeah.
of gaming.
Ooh,
Future of gaming.
yeah.
Future of cosplay. Future of anime. Future of this weeb generalization of everything.
You love that Asian
and
weeb culture. Support us.
come on, support. Again,
Support the
this
community.
is the Bantering Weebs. I'm David Zip Monk. We got Joe, Alan, and our boy down bottom, Christian. All right, and this is us, Bantering Weebs, signing out. Till next time, see you guys.
Peace.